Now, this movie called Final Destination Bloodlines was actually a treat to watch. This movie was the sixth in the series of the Final Destination franchise, and this one called Final Destination Bloodlines came after nearly 14 years since the last one that was released in 2014. The concept is simple. Somebody gets a premonition about something bad due to which a lot of people die, including the one who was having the premonition. The catastrophe could be anything spectacular, as for example, a bridge falling, or an aeroplane crashing, or a roller coaster breaking apart midway. Then that person wakes up from the premonition and prevents the disaster by warning those people who would have died. Thus, that person ends up saving all the people. And thus, all those people have cheated the proverbial Mr. Death. And so the mystical Mr. Death starts following those people and starts killing those people by various means in a gory fashion, one by one, to restore the balance. And that simple concept is something which creates suspense in the movie because you know the bunch of people who are about to get killed, and you are on the tenterhooks about who is going to be the next, and more interestingly, how that person is going to die. Because Mr. Death is not some one person, it is the nature and surroundings. Anything can kill you: a ceiling fan, a short circuit fire, a lawnmower. The possibilities are immense. The way the scenes are built up keeps you at the edge of your seat, and the final blow comes as a surprise shock and is usually very gory, with heads blowing up, bodies torn apart into two, or someone crushed in a meat grinder, that kind of blood and gore. And for that reason, sometimes it has a cringe element to it, which mature adults simply scoff at, saying that it is teenager bullshit. And yet, here I am, nearly thrice the age of a teenager, having watched all the parts of the Final Destination franchise, and I'm enjoying the guilty pleasure without apologies. For that reason, when Final Destination Bloodlines was released, I booked the night show and off I went to the theaters, and I suggest you should too. The wonderful part was that I saw the audience getting involved in the movie. Sometimes there were collective oohs and ahs, and sometimes a collective laughter. Now, an audience getting so much involved in a nearly horror English movie has to be a compliment to the movie, however shallow it might appear to the academics. There is something remarkably different in Final Destination Bloodlines as a story. While in all the earlier parts, the premonition of the disaster killing the people is about the future, in this one, there are dreams of the disaster from the past. It is in the past that people survive the disaster and death, and Mr. Death has taken considerable time in attempts to restore the balance. So, in the process, the surviving people have had children and then grandchildren. As a concept, if a grandparent was supposed to die before having children and grandchildren, then the entire family tree should not be there, and that's where the movie Final Destination Bloodlines is called exactly that: Bloodlines. Death is now after the entire invalid family tree to wipe out the bloodlines of that family tree completely. So now you have the family members who know what's coming next, and how is death traversing the family tree in a particular order to kill them by various means. Question is there a way out? Can you cheat death? And that's where, amongst all the saga, you see a lot of blood, gore, suspense, emotions, and childish play all together. Will they survive and cheat death? Is the question. You will have to go and watch the movie to find that out. So I suggest that you indulge and go to the theaters and watch this movie called Final Destination Bloodlines.